In this video, we're going to talk about how you're going to save your diary strips for your report and correlate the patient's symptoms listed in the diary with the rhythm for the physician to review. So back in the beginning, we did add our patient diary to the report by clicking the diary button and adding in the time of day, as well as what day the symptom occurred, if it was day 1 or day 2, as well as what the diary said. So we've had a couple episodes where the patients felt palpitations or a skipped beat. Now, when we press OK here, under the strips tab, what it's going to do is it's going to highlight and occasionally, it may pre-mark these diary strips for you for your report. But what we want to see is that with each of these diary entries, we want to make sure that you're taking a look through what is actually occurring at that time of day, as it might be that at 8:30 they felt palpitations, but it's possible that it was 8:31 or 8:28 where they actually had, let's say, an SVPB run or some type of ectopy that's associated with the feeling that they're feeling at the time. So I recommend that we unmark all of these. And if you just say display all, but they're unmarked, what we'll do is we'll look at each one at a time and make a note either on a piece of paper in front of you or somewhere on your computer to correlate what we are seeing with the symptom noted. So if I click palpitations, once it's highlighted for me here, I'm going to then jump to the page tab where it'll take me directly to 8:30. What I'm looking for is that around 8:30, I'm looking 5 minutes before this time or 5 minutes afterwards for anything that occurred that we would want to correlate with palpitations. Now, of course, we want to show the physician the most serious thing first. So if the person has a single VPB somewhere in this time frame, that is less important than somebody who is having a SVPB run. Right? A run is more significant than an isolated beat. So just keep that in mind. I'm just scrolling up here as we see, and I'm now at 8:25. Haven't seen anything severe there, but then closer to right after 8:30, we did see, they'll come up here again, there was some SVPB runs, which is, it might be correlated to what the patient's actually feeling. So here, 8:30 with 09 milliseconds afterwards, there is a run, and I am going to continue to check 5 minutes afterwards just in case there was something more severe. 8:30 again, there is another run. So what I want to do after I go through, we're down at 8:32, we realize there's nothing else more significant than those SVPB runs. So instead of just saving a strip at exactly 8:30, instead of saving this one, which really just shows normal sinus rhythm, instead what we're going to do is we're going to go to the page, we'll click one of these SVPB runs, and we're going to press keep on it. So this we're going to name the symptom that the person felt noted in the diary, and we can also label the strip as well. So I'm going to call it palpitations and an SVPB run. So this is what we're looking to see you do in your report for your diary entries. Anything that is listed, even if it's just eating lunch, we want to make sure that you actually take a look around the time frame. So here, 10:45. I can zoom out here as well, so it could zoom back. This is 10:45. If I click down here, we're at 10:49. So there's about 5 minutes away. And again, we'll check 5 minutes before. I don't see anything significant tied around this diary entry. So for that one, we can simply keep the strip as it is at 10:45. which is just our normal sinus rhythm. 11:15, we have a skipped beat feeling. When we go to the page, we do see an SVPB, but we do also want to see if there's anything else more significant. I see a VPB further down the page here at 11:16. There really isn't more priority one way or another for an SVPB or a VPB. So either one that you recognize and show the physician is acceptable. But I would say that whatever is closer to that time frame, if it's just two isolated beats you're choosing from, I would choose the one that's closer to when they noted their symptom. So at 11:15, they said they felt palpitations, they felt a skipped beat. My apologies. And right there, we see at 11:15, there is an SVPB. So we'll keep this one for the report. We can simply press the keep button, call it skipped beat, and SVPB. One more diary entry for this report at 5:20 p.m. They felt a palpitation. Again, we're going to go to 5 minutes, looking 5 minutes before and after. There is an isolated that occurs right around 5:20, but if you look a little further, we notice that there's a pair at 5:22. So just keep that in mind, just because there could be a feeling directly at the time that they mention, you do want to make sure you show the physician the most severe event that occurred near that diary entry. So for this case, I think it's the pair. So what we'll do, we'll click 5:20 again, find it a little easier. Let's go to this pair. And when we keep this strip, we're going to call it palpitations / SVPB pair. Now that we added the diary entries at the very end, after we've selected all of our strips, I do recommend that we just come in to make sure that we don't have any or too many repeating duplicates in our report. So we do have 2 at 8:30, but they are at a different time frame occurring, so they're not a complete duplicate strip. And one is related to the diary entry. The other one's just showing one of the other SVPB runs. So this would be okay to keep in the report. But then as we go a little further, we have 2 very similar times. It is the minimum heart rate and the maximum R to R, which is okay to keep as 2 separate strips as well. We'll go a little further, and I see at 5:22:31, these are the exact same time. We noted that the person felt the palpitations, but we kept separately this SVPB pair. So we want to keep the one that has the diary entry highlighted with it. And instead, we're going to remove this one from the report so we don't have a duplicate here showing for the physician. So we want to unmark the one at 5:22:31 under the pairs. So here, 5:22:31, we'll double click on it to take it out of our report and remove that duplicate strip. Continuing on, we have VPBs. There's another close call, but those are okay to keep as well. We have a minimum R to R and an SVPB run. And no more duplicates. So that's what we need you to do when you're correlating the diary entries, what the patient is noting that they're feeling or doing within their diary. We want to see that you correlate that entry 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after the time listed to see if there's anything that we need to notify the physician of, letting them know that this occurred correlating with that symptom. And you'll see that as we get into our writing our technical comments here on the reports page, which is coming up next.